FinTech is nothing new. I mean, financial technology, banks have been using technology for longer than probably any industry. But what's really new here is that the consumer marketplace has become confident and comfortable with doing transactions, important transactions, over new medium like the internet, digital channels. And so we've seen a whole bunch of really interesting businesses that have come through our accelerator in the last 3 years. An example would be a business like MacroView. MacroView is a thematic investing marketplace. And so if you're reading the newspaper and you read about how luxury goods are booming in China, today, how do you access that? How do you do anything about that? With MacroView, you can go to their website and they've got a whole series of themes, or as they call them, views on their homepage, and you can click on a view. So they've got a view for Asian luxury, and you can go into that view. With one click of a button, you can invest and you'll be exposed to 10 different stocks across 18 different exchanges around the world that all have exposure to that view. FinTech businesses really come to the market with a new way of simplifying or humanizing the experience of dealing with financial services. So the thing about financial services is it's critical to all of our everyday lives. But no one really likes thinking about or dealing with their finances. And so most of the startups we deal with are looking at ways to take what's been done a certain way for the last century and say, how can we actually, using new technologies, new distribution channels, how can we give people something that's closer to a pleasant experience in dealing with their finances? When we came into this space 3 years ago, it was very early. If I used the term FinTech, no one had any idea what I was talking about. In fact, most people thought I was talking about some kind of surfboard fin technology product. In the last 3 years, the startups that we've backed and other startups that have grown up around Sydney and around the world have really started to show that there's real serious businesses being created in this FinTech space. There's a business, we do a report each year of the top 100 FinTech companies around the world. And the top company from that report last year was a company out of China called Zhuoyang. It's an insurance company. It started in 2011 and it's already got 4 billion policies written through its platform. So these are serious businesses that are completely changing the financial services landscape. When we're trying to look at companies and look at the FinTech sector as a whole and show that this is a real thing, that it's really going somewhere. We can look at the total amount of capital that's been invested in this space, and that's gone from less than $1 billion 5 years ago to north of $20 billion this year. If we look at the number of users that these businesses are attracting and getting onto their platforms, that's growing exponentially. If we look at the changes that are happening in regulation in Australia and around the world to open up FinTech, to make it easier for FinTech startups to get up and going, that shows that governments understand the importance of this space. So there's a whole bunch of proof points that FinTech is a real thing, it's not going away, and it is going to change the financial services landscape.